So I'm at my workstation and I'm checking out this crested Douglas Hoff that I've got, and it's really getting a little top heavy, sort of leaning, and I can either just take it out and repot it and sort of help it sit up a bit, or, and this is more likely what I'm going to do, is this section here. I've noticed there's a lot of air roots, so if I cut that off and remove it, I could probably start a new plant, a new crested plant. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. And just from the top view, if I remove that section, this is going to go. So I'm just thinking, will the remainder of it still look nice? I think it will when I actually sit it up straight, when I repot it. So I think I might get it out and have a good look at what's going on under there before I do any cuts. Okay, so I'm back and I've made the cut, and it was there. I didn't do a very good job. A bit disappointed with that. I used a kitchen knife and sort of just sliced it down. So this is what came off. See, it's not a really nice clean cut, but never mind at all. So the only part here that has roots is that section there. So I'm tempted to even be a little bit more of a butcher. You got to be brave, you know, because these plants can recover, and you got to kind of know what they're going to do after you cut things. But I want to remove that, and that will be a separate one. It probably won't crest, and then I'll probably just clean this up and then have that as a separate plant, so that can start as a new crested. They're small, but that's all right. And so I'll have 1, 2. What's happening here? I might cut that one off too. That will make 3. And then going back to the original plant, what I notice is there's still some roots in there which attaches to that one. So yeah, I might even just go that next step and cut that off, which will really bring down the size of this plant from its original size, but that's okay. You know, let's have some fun. And I did notice these roots, the roots to the original plant when I took it out, were a little bit pot bound in this pot. So I haven't, I don't think I'm going to top dress it. I think I'll just leave it there for a little bit until I can buy a bigger pot. But then again, once this has been removed, it may not need it. Okay, so I've done it, and that is where it came off. That's the new cut, and that's what I've removed. So let me just put this down. This is really good. It's got a few little roots there, hence the reason why we cut it off. And it looks like it's going to have a really nice sort of base stem with a shape. So that, I believe, is a success. And the other stuff, well, here we go. So I removed that. Just a nice head. I'm going to take those 2 dry leaves off, and I'm going to remove the flower bloom, just so it can really focus on making some new roots. And you can see this is a lot smaller now. It's not very pretty, but what I'll do is, after the cuts callus over, I'm going to really plant that and submerge the base part in a pot and get those roots covered and see what happens. And this was the other little head that came off. But coming back to the original plant again, God, Somebody help me, because I think I'm going to cut off another section. I'm not sure. Right in here, more roots, which to me just says I'm ready. I'm ready to be a new plant. Oh, I really don't know, because it's not going to look so nice. It looks alright right now. Maybe I'll leave that. But it would have a really nice base stem. Oh, how far out? Maybe I'll just do it. Let's have a look. What is it going to look like without that there? Well, it is spring. It should recover. Oh, no, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now. Just let this plant recover from my surgery. Alright, I gotta walk my dogs. I gotta go. Bye. Okay, well, I had an impulsive moment and I just did it. I cut it. So it was there. Yeah, sure, I can hear people thinking and saying, no, why did you do it? I just thought, well, while I'm at it, I'm just going to do it. But that view still looks good. And it still has its base. And it's definitely not top heavy anymore. And it will callus over, and this baby here will grow and cover that. So I'm still pretty pleased with what I've done. So the bit that came off is here. Hang on. And that's nice. That's really nice. Let me just pop it down so I can show you. Far out, sorry. So there's a few roots. I didn't get them all. It was really difficult actually to get it off. But that's enough. Look, there's the rest of the roots. Can you see them? Dangling. Oh well. So let's see all the different pieces I've got. So there's that one, as we said. There's the one prior to that. And oh God, I really should just make another cut and trim it right to where the roots are. But I don't think I will. Like I said, when that callus is over, I'll pot it up and see what happens. And this one, I took the flower off and trimmed that long stem, so that should get some new roots going. And I like recycling stuff from the kitchen, if you hadn't noticed. So there's the flower stem. So I'm going to keep those leaves and I'm going to try and propagate them. And there's some of the dry leaves, and even that little bit there may even grow something on it, so I'll just hold on to it for a little while. Okay, and some of you may have seen that. That's a rollie that was in there with it, the original pot. Oh, maybe I'll put it back in. That's a good idea. I'll just dig a little hole and pop. Oh, yeah. I'll just make a new, put it in a new pot. Well, hang on. Let's see. What if it was there? Okay, I might just put it back. They're friends. They can hang out for a while. Oh, and see these? These are all cuttings. Just a quick look. And pups. Like that's Mexican giant pup. But I'm leaving them there and I'm waiting for them to root up. And I've just gone through a few of them. And I've put them in here, and these are already starting to get little roots. So I'm going to start new pot them up, little baby plants. But why I'm showing you this is I accidentally broke this crest off from an Elaine Wright, and I had it sitting up there, and 2 weeks later it's got roots. That's going to be a cute new one as well. So even it happens as an accident. You know, I knocked it over. It was getting a little bit top heavy like the one we've been working on today. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that. Be brave. Chop them up. Give it a go. Alright, see ya. So it's a few days later and I'm coming back just to give you a follow-up and show you what everything looks like now. But before I do that, I just want to talk about the name. I'm not 100% sure on the name. I did buy my original plants from a market stall and he doesn't label them, but I believe it's a Douglas Huth. But if anybody thinks it might be something else, I'd be very happy to have a discussion and try and figure it out. So the composition's turned out really well. We've got the 3 rosettes there, and I think they'll really bloom out, grow out big, I should say. I put the rollies back, and then on the back side you can see that it's healed up quite well, and as I mentioned, this one will grow big and cover the cuts that I made. So I think that's a good result. And then the best thing is I've got 3 extra new crested plants. So the first one is the one that had a lot of the roots along the base of it, and I made sure it's really buried into the soil so I can start watering it in. I did trim it down a bit. I took off that. So I think that will just help it freshen it up. And there's some little bits and pieces I'm going to try and propagate. Okay, so the other one has turned out really lovely. So it's got a really nice base stem and the cresting is really pretty. So that's going to grow into quite a lovely crested succulent as it matures. It's sort of got a good base to start off with. And this one is really dense and cresting really nice from the top view. It does have a good base stem, hard to see, there it is. So yeah, that's going to be another lovely little crested. And if you recall, I had a cutting, well, it wasn't a cutting, I actually knocked off a piece of my Crystalline Right, and I got it to root up a bit, so I've potted that up. So that's another one that's going to grow and have a nice form to it. So I will be selling these, so stay tuned. Speaking of which, super bums. People have been asking me for super bums, so I actually cut off 2 big main heads that I'm going to try and root up. And I did that because I noticed there were rosettes underneath it that were going to get squished in. So I thought I'll just let them have a chance to grow and make some new plants with those. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was my first time editing, and I really just wanted to explain to you not to be afraid of cutting your succulents and making new plants and just reading the plant. Look at it, the roots were an indication to me I could do this. All right, catch you later. Bye.